Hey guys, how are we all? So welcome to My Way Tarot. This will be a general weekly reading for Taurus placements. So if you have Taurus as your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury or North Node in your birth chart, this reading will be for you. Everything that you need to know can be found in the description box below. So we're going to get into your reading. Angels of Love and Light, could we please have clear and concise messages for Taurus placements? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear for the current energies of the upcoming week of the 16th of June to the 22nd of June 2025? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? Please and thank you. Two more shuffles, guys, and then we'll cut up the deck and get into your reading. So Taurus, we've already had a couple of cards come through for you. Oh, and some more, right? Okay. There's a lot that Spirit wants you to know, obviously. So we have Temperance. Wow, the Angel of Temperance coming through. We have Three of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the World. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Three of Wands. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Sagittarius coming through heavily with the Five of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with the Queen of Wands. Wow. Guys, what did I say to you? I was like, Spirit really needs you to know or needs you to hear this. I mean, the air sign energy is all to do with communication, right? And we have this angel that's wanting to communicate to you and let you know, look, there are certain things that are changing in your life that are going to be occurring better than expected. So it's important not to kind of cry over spilt milk about certain things that didn't necessarily work out in the past, right? Not to feel bad about what you may have done or what you didn't do previously in order to have the sense of change in your life. Like there could have been certain things that were very much out of your control, right? But I'm getting told to not be saddened about those past experiences, and that if you experienced any rejection at some point, I'm hearing it was God's redirection for you, right? God's source, the universe, your angels, whoever you really resonate with. So therefore that you could be then on the right path or in alignment to then potentially receive, or most likely definitely receive, your blessings, okay, for your ships to come in better ways than you could have ever previously comprehended or expected for yourself, anticipated even, right? With that Ten of Pentacles. There could have been something that you were holding on to for a very long time, right? Whether that's something tangible, whether that's something solid, maybe to do with the job, to do with your business, to do with a connection, maybe if a relationship, however it may pertain to you. And something may have happened where there wasn't the growth or the expansion, there weren't the changes, and so therefore you may have had to kind of at one point think and feel like you're going to cut your losses in regards to this, and this was really upsetting for you. But I'm hearing that either there is this sense of a change happening to improve of this, and that the timing just wasn't right before, and there will be that escalation, that growth, that advancement, that progress, or there is something new coming in that's going to be better for you, right? So not to get too disheartened about what you may have felt like you've lost or what sacrifices that you've made, because there's this energy of a replacement and it being better for you, okay? The other message I'm picking up on is that there is some really important news on its way to you, maybe even legally, right? If you are involved in a legal situation, you may be hearing from a lawyer, a barrister, or a solicitor here. to do with a court case that you may have been involved in, right? Or if you've not actually necessarily gone to court, there's been like a small claim or something that you put through, or you were going through a divorce, right? And you've been wanting to find out the outcome to do with this, a particular result, and it's very much going through in your favor. And I'm hearing a nice payout is coming with this. If you're not dealing with a legal situation, I'm hearing that you know of. So there could be something that's tied up legally that's coming through for you. And this could have been something that's owed to you. And you may have not known that this was going to be left to you, is the wording I'm being told. So potentially there may have been like a passed on loved one here. And it's like they left something in the will that was going to go to you. And you may have not realized what was actually left to you. Like you may have never had a chance to have a conversation with this person about this, or they weren't able to bring this up with you. But they had been working alongside somebody in order to make sure that you receive what it was that they wanted to give to you. And I'm hearing it could be of sentimental value, like a sentimental gift that means a lot. But predominantly what I'm picking up on is there's some sort of asset related to this. It may be a home, right? They may have left you a home. They may have left you some sort of portion to do with a business that they had. They could have passed on some resources to you that were kind of tied in with this, like contact information, in order for you to then later on down the line to physically go to a location to pick up whatever this is. Like you've been given directions. In case I'm hearing that in case that for some people, if attending a will reading, it's like in secret, like they're to make sure that the others don't necessarily know what is being left to you, like it's not properly known by these others, but it's secretly kind of left to you. That is a very interesting message. I've never picked up anything like that before. Either that, or there is someone that you may have known when you were young. They could be potentially related to you. I'm getting maybe even on the lines of like a godparent. So maybe not necessarily a blood relative, but somebody that really truly loves and cares for you has left you something, and you may have never thought that they would have done of this. Or they've made plans for this. They could be bringing this up to you to talk about it. Or if not, they're going to keep that to themselves. And then you'll find out at a later date. Other messages are that I do feel that some of you have been really quite upset with how your business or your career had been going. And you have been trying to figure out innovative ways by using your initiative in trying to make certain changes here. And potentially you didn't have very much clarity on what changes you were going to make. So I feel like there's this sense of clarity coming through for you where you're going to know what to do next, how to make proactive steps in order to bring out whatever it is that you're wanting to in regards to a certain goal or an aspiration of yours to do with your career or your business. And this is going to bring in a lot of financial standing for you. And there will be a reason to celebrate. This could even come through as like a download from the universe, God, source, whoever you resonate with. Maybe during a meditation. Maybe it's like something that you read or something that you listen to, maybe directly or indirectly through a conversation with others that you know, or even if it's strangers that are talking, to each other, but they know of each other, and you're like walking by and then you overhear of something, and then it gives this kind of like aha light bulb moment, this energy of like inspiration to jot down whatever it is that you thought or you heard from these others, so that it could be come back to at a later time to then implement into having a new idea. So some of you may be wanting to carry a little journal around with you, or to make sure that you type up certain notes in your notes app in your phone when you have certain ideas that come through. And I'm hearing not to kind of dismiss them, because even if they don't necessarily make sense as of right now, they will soon make sense later on down the line. And they're going to be like an important part of the puzzle here in order for you to make the change that you've been wanting to bring in for yourself, to have this sense of growth or an expansion or advancement or progression to do with whatever you've been working on or wanting to work on. Some of you are going to hear news to do with a job interview. You may have thought that there would have been too much competition to do with this. Like you may have felt like you weren't going to stand out. But what I'm hearing is they feel like you're a very ideal, like suitable, perfect candidate, is what I'm hearing for this particular role. But there was a sense of trepidation about this because you may have not necessarily had certain experiences or enough experience or certain qualifications for a particular role, but it's like your intuition told you to go after this, and so you went for it, and through the process, the application process. And I'm hearing you may be getting a call back to do with this, or like an email, or having a meeting, or if you've been wanting to get interviewed for like a dream job or something, then you actually could be receiving a notification so that you are like on this particular path to do with this job, and this will mean a lot for you. I'm even hearing just to be considered, because this is big, whatever this is. You may have gone through a long time in unemployment, or maybe you have been going through, if you're like, you could be a mature student, or you could be a student at university, and it's like you're closing up. I'm getting something to do with your third year may be important here, like your last year, and you've been wanting to find a job after graduating here, and you thought that maybe you were going to experience some sort of difficulties with landing of something. And I'm getting this overall impression that you're not going to have this sense of difficulty about this. So don't let whatever thoughts and feelings that you've been having, like, oh, well, I probably won't be even noticed in regards to this because I don't have this, that, and the third, especially if you're starting out in some way. Because I feel like there's this energy of favor for you. And even if you don't necessarily get the particular job that you're after, it's like your foot is in the door. You've met somebody to have that particular interview and they've seen you and they have expressed this sense of interest. I mean, potentially they may go for somebody that's older in some cases, that's had more time in the particular field, but they kind of put you either on a waiting list or they kind of look at another avenue for you. Like, I know that you went for this job, but we actually feel with your particular skills and experience or what have you, that you would be ideal for this. And then you're still in the same company. And then it's like your foot in the door to do with whatever this is. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur or somebody that's self-employed, there is this sense of you putting yourself out there more on social media, to do with the platform. Maybe you're currently working on a platform like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok per se. I just heard somebody say Substack. So that could be something. I don't know very much about it, so obviously that's come through for somebody. Um, there is some sort of adaptation that you've made to your business recently, and it may have taken time to kind of get off the ground, but there is this elevation here to do with this, whether that's increase in views or numbers, subscribers or followers, or whether that's to do with your ad revenue or finances, maybe donations. There could be this overall energy where you're going to be very popular in demand. And I'm getting the sense very suddenly. Very suddenly. This is something if you have worked on for quite a while now, whether that is just the past few months, whether that is the past year or even years, right? There is this this energy of this change. I'm hearing it puts you on the map. It puts you in a position and place to be considered as someone who takes their business seriously. Like, you didn't come to play about this. This is something that means a great deal to you. And I feel like people can sense that. And they're very much interested in what it is that you have going on. Okay. Lots of different types of messages coming through, and I haven't even properly shuffled the cards. So you're going to have to bear with me. And sorry for the stops and starts, but when I'm channeling messages, that's just how it is sometimes, right? That's just how it is sometimes. What do we need to know? Six of Cups. Ooh, okay. We have the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Emperor, Aries energy. We have the Devil, Capricorn. We have the Star, Aquarius coming through. Okay, what else is going on for Taurus? We have the Four of Wands, the 1111 card coming out underneath the King of Cups. What's to go underneath the Emperor, please? Wow, 10 of Pentacles and the Devil. What's to go underneath the Devil, please? What's to go underneath the Devil? Okay. Strength. Leo energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Taurus, look at you. I mean, this is your major arcana. Look at you. Wow. With the King of Swords and the Temperance card. Okay. So, with whatever you got going on in your life, like, you didn't come to play, right? You are very much driven to get to a certain position and place in your life. And it's evidently clear here that you will get there. I mean, it's not even a question as to whether if you will, it's just been a matter of when. Pure and simple, basically, right? Now, if any card was going to come through to completely trump the devil energy, it's strength, which is evidently clear here that you have been somebody that has fought through a lot of personal battles, but also you've come up against a lot of energies around you um, that have really tried to distract you or deter you from the path that you've been on or where you're going next. And regardless of these others, against all odds, you're coming out on top without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I'm quite surprised at how beautiful this spread actually is. But to a certain degree, I'm not surprised because Venus is currently in your sign, Taurus. It's transiting as of right now. I mean, you and Libra have Venus as, your home, like ruling planet, right? So there are blessings and wishes that are being fulfilled and coming through for you in regards to new connections, whether that's partnerships in regards to business, whether that's improvement to do with relationships in regards to love, or whether there is the sense of networking to do with business partnerships. Sorry if I repeated myself in regards to that, but I feel like that was just to kind of emphasize to do with that. So maybe you've been someone that's been, if you're self-employed, you've been working on your own, doing everything on your own, and you could be looking into maybe expanding, and so therefore you'd like a team of people or another person to assist you with certain jobs here. You could be interviewing somebody for that they could be the ones coming through and you're the one that's interviewing them and seeing whether they are someone that aligns with you and that they can help build on what it is that you've created. Because I'm hearing Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's needed a lot of consistency and discipline to create this sense of an empire that you've built for yourself, or that you are slowly but surely building for yourself. Because I feel like you're somebody who knows that they have a higher calling in their life, and you're moving through with purpose and intention, and you're wanting to leave of a legacy behind, whether that is something that you can pass on down to your children or to your future children if that resonates, but something that stands the test of time. I am getting this impression here that you're going to be rewarded in some way for the work that you do, gaining that sense of recognition, gaining these sense of accolades. There is a lot that you have done behind the scenes, personally and professionally, that may have gone unnoticed in the past or unappreciated in the past. So you may have lost out before, but you're being vindicated for what you have lost. And I'm hearing you're gaining interest in the sense of what it is that you lost. You're getting back what you had lost. I keep saying that so over and over again. So I feel like you're somebody that may have nearly lost everything or have actually lost everything at one point, only to kind of knuckle down here to build yourself back up again. I'm hearing from scratch and go from there. The other thing is that there's something in regards to a person may want to come through to talk to you about something, okay? They may want your advice. This could be like a long-term friend or a family member, potentially. This person, if they are married and they have children and they have a home, etc., they may have had a potentially difficult time dealing with a relationship. This person is someone that's incredibly strong, and they wouldn't really give off that much to let you or others know that they're dealing with something behind closed doors. But this person may come through and be vulnerable and open with you because they have this on their mind and they want to get it off their chest. Or it's something that ends up happening with an interaction with them that triggers them in some way, and then it just like floods out all these emotions like word vomit, right? And they tell you everything. And you may have been none the wiser and known what was truly going on with someone. I mean, this could be all you and switched around however it resonates. But somebody has thought about potentially leaving someone or going through a divorce, filing for a divorce, right? Or they are currently going through the process of trying to deal with the legalities of this in regards to maybe a home or assets or a business. I'm picking up on something to do with custody for a child or children. And you may have not known any of this was going on, and then they open up and let you know of it. Like this person may have been trying to figure out a game plan to remove themselves out of this situation, maybe probably take their children with them and leave because they didn't feel safe somewhere. I'm getting somebody being controlling or possessive or abusive or manipulative. Um, but with how somebody carries themselves in public, you would potentially sense that something is off if you're very intuitive and you have a strong sense of discernment, but then it isn't your place to say of something to someone, like to pry and to ask them about what really is going on. Are you genuinely fine or not? Because if you were to say, are you okay, and potentially press on an issue, it's like they would kind of like sink into themselves and be like, yeah, fine, everything's fine, and just kind of block it off completely, either because the timing isn't necessarily right or because they don't want to admit something to themselves that something more wrong is going on to do with a scenario. And I'm hearing that there's this air of like wishful thinking that a situation would improve or that it would change, because there's this air of like fantasy in someone's mind, because it's like they have of everything with someone and they're not quite ready to face the reality that it's not all quite what it seems. And they may have then, it's like going into something in false pretenses, like with a false sense of security. And someone may be realizing that they have to walk away. They have to have the courage and the confidence to stand up for themselves and leave and walk away from whatever this is. But it may take a lot out of this person to do of this. It may completely change their life entirely. And then somebody has not been sure about what to do next. Because there's an energy here to do with something being practically or materially convenient. like it's all, maybe it's all tied up legally or financially. And so therefore trying to get out of these types of situations can be very traumatic. Gosh, guys, 31 minutes and 13 seconds just come up on the timer. So 13, 13, and 13 is the death card in the major arcana, so Scorpio energy. So there's a death and rebirth process taking place for somebody because they're wanting to create a new life for themselves. Anyway, any final messages? There could be somebody as well, whether this is you could be meeting somebody new or rekindling with someone, and this could be something that you have wanted for a while, and you could hear from this person, or this person is like in your energy and they're going to make themselves known to you. And then the overall indication I get here with this devil and the strength card in that sense is sorry if I keep on saying in that sense, which is really annoying. So maybe incense, as in like the candle, like maybe you're thinking about getting some incense because I keep on saying it, or needing something to kind of cleanse or purge of certain energies here, like a saging or Palo Santos, or like a smudge spray or something, right? I don't know, I'm getting that. But back onto what I was saying, to do with a love interest, there could be somebody who's very passionate, who is very much taming these strong sensual feelings that they have for you. And they are serious about you. They do want more with you. They do want to deepen the connection with you. They really see it going somewhere and building a life, etc. But at this moment in time, this person is having very strong urges for you, maybe even quite primal or animalistic here, that they're trying to temper down because they want you to take them seriously and not think and feel that they're just coming through in a lustful way, or only after one thing from you, because that's not the case. Like this person sees so much more that they could have with you, and that they would love to have with you if you would be open to the idea of more with them. But that's all the messages, guys, that I'm picking up on. Well, I mean, it's a lot of messages, right? So Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. But fire, we have earth, water, and a bit of air from earlier as well. 1010, 444, 111, 1111, 666, 555, 777, 717. Maybe very significant. And 888. But that's going to be the end of the reading, guys. So I hope that there were some messages, a few messages, if not the whole reading, that potentially resonated. And if you have enjoyed this reading and you wish to support myself and the channel, there are donation links available. There is a PayPal link in the description box below, and the other option is Super Thanks, which is listed underneath this video. So thank you so much to those of you who have already donated. I greatly appreciate you. Even if you don't financially donate, a wonderful way to energetically donate is to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys on those comments when I can. So thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get an alert as to when I post another video for you and you don't miss out on future updates or content made available on the channel. And please feel free to check out the other zodiac sign readings that I do on a weekly basis for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, and North Node placements in your birth chart to gain further insight. But have a lovely week, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you and speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye, guys.